Question 1.
We watched Charlie Brooker's parody on news packages. Although it was a comedic sketch, it helped us a lot and provided us with a clear understanding of what a news package should consist of. We used the majority of the ideas displayed in Brooker's parody. However, due to the theme of our news package, we had to develop some of the conventions to make it flow with the rest of our news package. We weren't able to complete many of the outdoor shots, so we decided to challenge the conventions of the standard news package and take a risk to obtain most of our work from the computer animating programs, and the majority of our filming was completed indoors. An example of this was that we had filmed Marianne reenacting the scene where Charlie Brooker was pacing slowly towards the camera at HMP Pentonville Prison in North London for our introduction. However, this was unsuccessful as we weren't able to film outside the entrance of the prison or inside the prison as it was prohibited, so the location of the shots weren't clear and the sound quality was terrible due to the loud background noise coming from the main roads around us. To refine this scene, we decided to film Marianne presenting our intro in the conference room in school, which we used as our news studio. The sound of the shots we took in the conference room were of a much higher quality as the background noise was non-existent, and we used a microphone which improved the sound quality. I added the smaller screen to show the audience the prison. I did this to keep the audience engaged with our news story. This method has also been used by other real media products such as BBC News. Our opening sequence is 20 seconds long, which we believed was a perfect length of time to be able to summarise our news package and channel in without giving too much away. It begins with an animation of the world spinning, followed by a Bitcoin spinning. When creating the animation of the globe rotating, rather than editing a normal image of a globe, I decided to use an image of Earth lights, which is what the Earth looks like at night. I thought it would link well with our theme of the dark web by using a picture of the globe at night when it's dark. The Bitcoin rotating in the place of the globe represents the fact that Bitcoin has become a global and a trending topic, and one of the main topics within our news package and channel. I then overlaid a static TV screen and glitch effect, which is used throughout the opening sequence to add to the hacking theme, making the audience feel as if the news package is being hacked as they are watching it. This scene was a location-specific pan shot taken in Leicester Square, which is a popular destination in London, to further display that we are a London-based channel. Also, I used a video of one of the members of Anonymous, which is a world-famous hacking group. And I did this to further add to our hacking theme and to show that we know what we're talking about within our news channel when it comes to the dark web and hacking. Be careful. This shot is our logo with the name of our news channel underneath it. The font is in orange to match the symbol on our logo, which is keeping a consistent use of the colour orange, which is a way of branding our news channel. This also ensures that the audience knows exactly who we are. This scene is an enlarged version of the logo with a more hectic glitch background, which symbolises how complicated the dark web and the world of hacking can be, which again is a way of linking back to our theme. And also, I forgot to mention, but the globe also represents that even though we are a London-based news channel, we also cover global stories, as the dark web is a global site open to everyone across the world. Then after looking at our opening sequence, we also compared it to other opening sequences, such as the BBC News opening sequence. BBC News also uses a globe within the beginning of their opening sequence, showing that even though they are also England-based, they are a global news channel which cover stories from all over the globe. Also, throughout the whole news package, they keep the colour red consistent, as it's shown in every single scene. This makes the audience remember BBC News whenever they see the colour red, which is a way of further branding their news channel. Also, they make sure that their logo is clear and visible throughout the rest of the news package to show who they are to the audience, and make sure the audience also remembers their logo. The opening sequence of BBC News only consists of 3 shots. The first one being an animation, and the second one being a shot of what it's like in the news office. This scene is very busy and hectic. It shows hundreds of people collecting data for news stories. This is a way of keeping the audience engaged, showing them that BBC News will always keep them updated. This makes sure that they still have a large audience. I also had a look at the Sky News opening sequence, which is quite different to the one that we made and also the BBC News one. This is a much more simplistic opening sequence, and it also shows the brand clearly so the audience know who they are watching. Unlike the opening sequence which we have made and the BBC News opening sequence, the Sky opening sequence opens by promoting the website, and it also has the ticker at the bottom, which is something that we did not include and neither did BBC News. I found this quite strange, as usually you'd see this at the end of a news package, which is what we had done in our news package.
For more information and stories, visit our website www.hackreleaselondon.co.uk.
A similarity between all 3 of our opening sequence is that the music is quite catchy. The music that we have made for our opening sequence consists of a loop of the same underlying rhythm, overlaid with an instrumental of an existing song, which we believe contrasted well.
That's an anonymous message for you.
The underlying catchy rhythm makes people think of our news package when they hear it, which was a branding method. As it's catchy, the audience won't be able to forget it, which is also the same with BBC News, which also uses underlying catchy rhythms. And this is also used in the Sky News opening sequence. When learning about the conventions of real media, I decided to compare news packages from BBC News, which is a mainstream news channel, Mashable Tech, which is a niche news channel, and also our own news channel, to look at the similarities between them. All 3 of them include a location-specific shot within the news package, and also BBC News includes a ticker, which we also did as well, but however Mashable Tech does not include a ticker. This could be because they are not a TV news channel, and most of their news packages are on YouTube or on their website, so this is probably why they do not need a ticker. Also, looking at the infographics, all 3 of them use infographics. They each all have a white background, which makes the information more clear to the audience. We were going to use a background with maybe encoding, but we thought that it would look too busy and hectic, and after looking at other news channels, we decided that it would be best to use a white background so the information is clear. Yet again, all three of them include Vox Pop interviews. This is a way of showing the audience that their opinion matters, and it also is a way of educating people on those opinions. All three of them use cutaway shots. Our cutaway shots is quite similar to the cutaway shots used in Mashable Tech. This could also be because this specific news package was also on hacking, just like our one is. So this news package inspired us to use computers showing people typing, but to make ours more interesting, we overlaid it with coding to show that what the boy in our news package was doing on the computer, and we overlaid it on their screen so the audience can see what exactly he was typing. Then we also included an interview. For our news package, we included 2 interviews, one of a police constable and one of a dark web expert, and we concealed his identity. We were going to pixelate our dark web expert's face. However, we thought that this didn't conceal his identity enough, and it would be more interesting to use a dark face with a light background. And also for our concluding shot, we decided to use a hacking shot showing someone downloading data, and we overlaid it on top of the dark web expert face, which links to what he does. In BBC News, they used a much more formal concluding shot of a news reporter smartly dressed. And also for Mashable Tech, they used a concluding shot of coding on a screen, which shows the audience exactly what they were talking about throughout the news package. And also, the difference between all 3 of our news packages is that when BBC News brings someone in for an interview, they write down their name below and who exactly they are. Of course, we couldn't write down our name as we were going to conceal the identity of the person we were interviewing. So instead, we just wrote what the person's profession is. But however, I guess Mashable Tech wanted to further conceal the identity of their interviewees and didn't even put the name or their profession. We did not want to use that idea. We wanted to develop it and follow the idea of BBC News and put an introduction as to who the person is. Our logo was a key aspect of our branding, so the audience were able to easily recognize our content. Therefore, we made sure that it would always be visible in our news package, on our website and on our app, as well as on our social media platforms. These are images of the logos in our news package. Our logo fades in and out of every scene in our news package, as it was very important for us to make sure our branding was consistent. Our logo on our website is always at the top of the page. No matter what part of the website you're on, our logo is always visible at the top. To improve this, we could have put our logo in other places as well, possibly at the bottom of our website as well. At the end of each page, we could have had our logo there. On our social media, we made sure that the logo was our background as well as our profile picture. So with every tweet that we tweeted, our logo would always show. This further promotes our brand and makes sure that the audience knows exactly who we are. The logo on our app, again like our website, will always be at the top of the screen. We also have another version of our logo on the shortcut page of the app, and as well as at the top of each article we have our logo. So we made sure that it's definitely visible all over the app. So now looking at the colours and the text that we use. Throughout our website, we used a consistent black and white theme and made sure that the pictures we used contrasted well with the rest of our website. We believe that these pictures do contrast well, even though they aren't all black and white pictures, just like the rest of our theme. We do believe they work well with the news package as they're quite eye-catching, because if everything on our news package was black and white, people would find it quite boring and won't be very pleasing to the eye. So not many people would want to use our website. So the text on our news package, we tried to follow the same font. So we made sure the font was consistent throughout the news package, otherwise it wouldn't have looked right. For the text on our website, we made sure that we used the bold text for the headers, making them eye-catching and easy to read. We also used a smaller font, which is still clear, but not as big as the header, to write down the date of when the article was published as well as the writer. We made this smaller so the audience can focus on the header rather than the name and the date. For our app, we had some trouble with the font, as even though I had changed the font, on some of the pages it would come as the font I changed it to, which I changed it to be the same font to keep the font consistent. But however, on some pages it changed to a different font, which I don't know exactly why this happened. I did try to correct it a few times, but I failed in doing so. So we have to just leave it the way it is. For the colours used in our news package, we didn't use a specific theme throughout the whole news package, but we did try to keep the colours consistent within each scene. For this scene over here, for our opening sequence, we made sure that the colour of the font went with the colour of our symbol on our logo. We also used colour to make the logo stand out. The scene after with a much brighter background, making the logo completely visible, which we did the same here. We also made the font the same colour as the symbol in our logo. And yet again, with the colour scheme, we went back to the colour scheme of our website with a black and white theme for the ticker, as well as the logo. And also over here, we went with a lighter background again. And again here, to make the interviewee clear and also to make the information here clear. We also did the same over here using a lighter background and a room with lots of lighting, so the reporter was clear throughout the introduction. It was very important to us to make our news packages clear as possible. We used quite a lot of dark themes, so as you can see in the animation. With also the overlays, we added bits of colour to keep people engaged. Also, the colour comes in more and more throughout our news package and then goes back to black and white again. We believe this catches the eye of our audience. And yet again, for every ticker we used the black and white theme. For the colouring within our news package, we didn't really use a specific theme. We just made the scenes that we thought were suitable to be darker, such as the scenes where it included more hacking themes, as the dark web is seen as a dark place, so we wanted to portray that within our news package by showing darker hacking scenes. We also did lighter scenes for when we were interviewing people and when we were introducing our news topic, to make them clear and to make their voices clear to the audience as well. Within our website, we use terminology that only dark web users would understand to attract to our target audience, such as Alpha Bay and Hansa dark web markets. Also, the Bitcoin was used to show we know about the dark web, making us seem like a more reliable source to get information from, and also it was a useful term to have. We also used a location-specific shot of Leicester Square to refer back to the fact that we are a London-based news channel.
That's an anonymous message for you.
We also refer to Anonymous, which is a very famous hacktivist group, very well known throughout the dark web, and a group that many people aspire to be in and to be as successful as within the hacking world.
Be careful.
The darkness of our logo here refers to someone using the dark web, which we thought would link well as we had the dark laptop. We made sure that we knew what we were talking about by using the correct terminology throughout.
5 years in prison for possession of controlled substance with intent to distribute.
We also made sure that we used the correct police term for the sentence that the boy within our news package was facing, to make sure that we are taken seriously and we know what we are talking about, rather than just saying he's going to jail. We wanted to make sure that the audience knew what we were talking about by using the correct terminology as much as we could.
Of controlled substance with intent to distribute. We have discovered that although there are many uses of the dark web, the main consists of illegal activities, drug trade, political activism.
Over here, when we say political activism, we could improve by saying hacktivism, which is a term used for dark web users who use their hacking abilities to hack government members in order to complete their own political agendas. We made one of our peers stand in a busy street in Leicester Square and wear the anonymous mask, which was just to prove that among all of the people that you know, anyone could be a hacker, just no one knows it, because everything done in relation to hacking is always done behind closed doors and it's quite a secretive society. So we wanted to make people aware of that.
High-profile Silk Roads attractive.
We made sure that our interviewee knew what he was talking about by making our script contain the correct terminology for different aspects of the dark web, such as the Silk Road, which is a popular internet route to sell drugs on within the dark web. So we made sure that our interviewee knew exactly what he was talking about and he was using the correct terminology. We also made sure that we had references to real dark web websites, such as drugstores, which is what we were talking about in the interview, as well as links that people use on the dark web to get from one website to another, as on the dark web there's no place where you search something. You just go from link to go to where you need to get to. And we wanted to show that we know this within our news package, to yet again show that we know a lot about the dark web. We also showed scenes of people hacking. We also made sure we used people who know very much about the dark web, as well as people who know a limited amount about the dark web but are interested in learning more, to let our audience know that our website is not only for dark web users, it's also for people who are interested in using the dark web. We also made sure that there were references to coding every so often within the news package through overlays and also glitches. And over here we have an overlay yet again. We also overlaid here to refer back to what our dark web expert was doing on his laptop, to show his laptop screen, which we thought the audience would find quite interesting if we refer back to the coding methods that this particular dark web expert used throughout the rest of the news package. We made sure that we always use keywords and the correct terminology when talking about the dark web. We also made sure that we displayed the correct websites as well. So such as the Tor browser, which is a very popular browser that dark web users use to access the dark web, which is a website which they download.
So obviously, as a media student, when I saw your news package, I thought that your use of transitions and typographies and infographics are very good. On the other side, I think you can improve on your quality of some of your footage. That's about it.
From like a non-media student perspective, I like the transitions going into like how you change the graphics from the person speaking. I think like you could have made it a bit more smoother, like
I think that the fast-paced shots made it more dramatic and were very effective, but the sound needed some improvement, sound quality.
The graphic effects and the sound effects that have been used in the introduction of the video are very mysterious and intriguing, and it makes the viewers want to carry on watching and find out what happens in the video. The sound quality of the video is very good, and I can clearly hear what the girl is saying.
Father, who is currently battling cancer. The 17-year-old could be facing up to 5 years in prison.
I love the different camera shots that have been used, as it makes the video seem very interesting. The statistics that are shown further intrigues the viewer to carry on watching, as it makes the video more interesting. Clips that have been added into the video make the video more interesting, as it's not just one shot, it's different shots from different places.
And if you've been watching over the last few years, it's been very much a game of cat and mouse sort of on the dark web.
At this point of the video, I would make the sound a bit louder because I can't really hear. Furthermore, the quality of the video might need to be slightly better, as I can't really see and read the information that's being shown. Again, I really like the different shots and different clips that are being shown. At this point of the video, the quality is very good and I can clearly see. I also love the transitions from the different clips, as it just adds a nicer effect. The information being shown at the bottom of the screen is very interesting and adds a higher level of knowledge. I love the graphics that have been added in between each video clip, as it really shows that the video is high quality and that it's very interesting to watch. Furthermore, the sound effects really show the theme of the video and make the video seem really cool and mysterious. At this point of the video, you can see a clip being shown and another clip on top being shown, and I really like that effect. At this point of the video, the voice of the character has been changed, and I think that's really cool as it adds to the effect of the as it adds to the theme. The clips that are being shown are really interesting again, and I really like that different pictures and sound effects and graphics are being used. Throughout the whole video, the logo is shown at the bottom, and I think that it's really professional and effective, as you won't be able to forget the company and that you will always remember who it is. At this point of the video, again, I would make sure that the quality is good, as I can't really see what's being shown. At the end of the video, different social medias are being shown, and I think that's really interesting and really good, as the people that are interested in the video will carry on going onto their social medias and finding more about their company.
Thank you.